What's up, everybody? Welcome to the MIRE. Keith Glock and Matt Pogue, live from the Command Center in Lawrenceville. We're bringing you boys basketball in the semifinals of the Somerset County tournament. Fourth-seeded Montgomery has traveled up to Gill to take on Gill St. Bernard's, the number 3 ranked team in the state of New Jersey. Mr. Pogue, how are you doing, buddy?
I was doing well, and then I looked at some stats and a little bit worse for a second.
Got a little bit more insight into just what Montgomery's facing this evening. And the task is tall. I kind of, I don't even want to say made fun. I think I probably accurately portrayed the mission today with our matchup graphic.
Listen, from 2 days ago, I was like, what are you doing? And then I looked at the stats again, and I was like, all right. I mean, this is a good story. This is a good ending.
For those of you who haven't seen it, I put up and Pogue's got it there for us. You can see it, basically the David and Goliath theme that we had rolling there. And it only takes one stone sometimes to take down the giant. But just to give you an idea about what Montgomery's up against tonight, and the reason we didn't travel up to Gill is because of the way the gym is laid out at Gill. We basically decided that taking the road signal that actually is in the middle of the court and using theirs is better than being in the corner with our own camera, because that's where we would have been.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a better viewing experience. We've realized throughout this whole thing that at times, though convenient, we certainly would prefer to be in person.
Right.
But tonight, just I don't think it would have been a good viewing product if we were there.
No, I mean, we will be at Hightstown.
We will on Monday evening before we head out to Florida. I know you're all really upset with us about that one, but too bad. So let's give you a little bit more about Gill. 16-6, you'd say, oh, okay, that's not so bad. And then you look at who they lost to. Okay, it's not good. If you're a Montgomery fan,
Yeah.
I had it up here. They only lost to one public school team, and that was Camden, who's the best team in the state.
And it was only 2 points.
It was by 2. And then you had to travel basically outside of St. Thomas Aquinas. You had to travel to the great states of Illinois or Indiana if you wanted to beat Gill this season. Denver Anglin is back. He had missed a little bit of time. And he's their best outside shooter, I would say, arguably, with kind of apologies to Mackenzie Mbako, who does a little bit of everything. The two names that you're really going to hear a lot of tonight are Mackenzie Mbako and Nasir Cunningham. Both of them legitimately, I think, have a chance to be lottery picks in the NBA.
Wow.
You didn't know that one?
No.
Oh yeah,
No.
I feel like that's where these guys are headed.
Okay, then. I had not even realized that was the magnet. All right, the picture is a pretty good picture.
And you know what? It's like you'd love to say, well, you got those two guys, but Gill really is kind of stacked. And lest you think that this would be the last year you'd have to deal with that, it's not. Denver Anglin's really the only senior on the team that gets any time. Cunningham is a sophomore. Mbako is a junior. Paul Mulcahy's little brother Dorset kind of reclassified, and he's going to be a freshman there next year. So yeah, it's a tough road to hoe right now. But listen, if you rewind a year though, Matt, I remember sitting in the library at Montgomery as we're broadcasting. Were we playing
Rutgers Prep?
Rutgers Prep that yes, we were playing Rutgers Prep that night, and Rutgers Prep took care of their business, and we're watching on the other screen, and the Fighting Sultans of Watchung Hills takes Gill down, and then that's of course followed by a litany of excuses about why it happened for Gill, but I don't really want to hear any of that nonsense.
Still happened.
It happened. You know what I mean? So
So you're saying there's a chance?
I am saying there's a chance. And Montgomery is absolutely playing its best basketball of the season, coming off a big win against Boundbrook. And quite honestly...
And Moorestown.
That game has just gone... It's like quiet as a church mouse somehow magically.
Yeah. Everybody ignored the record and said, well, who knows why? And they said, well, they played better than them. That was the only reason. Like, there was no off anything.
Yeah, I mean, that game was about as good as I've seen a Montgomery team play, certainly this season. But, I mean, against a quality opponent, I always feel like in the beginning of the season, things are maybe not always what they seem.
Right.
Bad teams don't know they're bad yet. Great teams don't know that they, can step on your throat. Morristown came into that game pretty much knowing that they were a pretty dominant force in South Jersey, and they certainly looked past Montgomery when they came that day.
I mean, you overestimate, what you need to do. Like, I can just kind of go out and just play our game a little bit. Like, no, teams are hungry, so that's what Gill has to be thinking about. As good as they are, as much talent as they have, everyone wants to beat you, and they want to make their year by beating you. So that's an effort that you don't get in practice. So it's hard to kind of gauge that kind of intensity that everyone's going to come with every night.
Right. And I don't know. It is what it is, man. We're going to be dealing with it from now till the end of the season, but that's the nature of the way the end of the season goes, right? I mean, That's just how it is. We would have it no other way, and I'm certain the boys would have it no other way. Yeah. All right, the Gill feed just came online, so we're going to step away so we can do that. I made Poke some tasty green beans for his vegetarian rear end, and we're going to eat that. I'll get something to drink, and we're going to bring you Somerset County semifinal basketball on a previously snow-delayed evening.
Yeah, that's the best.
That's not what I didn't say that right at all, but it is the best.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Nobody else did.
Every kid out there knew. We got a delayed opening tomorrow, baby. We're in good shape right now. Montgomery and Gill, the semifinals of the Somerset County tournament's coming up in a minute. Stay here. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the MIRE. Keith Glock and Matt Pogue live from Lawrenceville. As Montgomery, you can see there, we made a good decision, Pogue. There would have been nowhere to put this camera.
No, we would have been on the corner looking at some weird angle from behind one basket.
Yeah, we would have been like the Manning cast, but just like without all the goodness, I think. Like just no good television angles. It would have been like us sitting in a corner somewhere.
Ooh,
But now, I guess maybe now it kind of is more like the Manning cast because we're sitting in our.
I'm going to do it again to you. I don't know who the Manning cast is.
Really?
Who's the Manning cast? Is that a show? Movie?
Monday Night Football, Peyton and Eli did like an alternate broadcast of the Monday night games on ESPN2.
Oh.
So like they basically like both sat in their basements and like brought people on and watched the game and like commentated from their basements.
So they did what we did, but way better?
Oh, like way better.
Wow. All right.
Way better.
I will definitely check that out then.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to wait now to see if the season's over.
Got YouTube. Something.
All right.
It's got to be somewhere.
Just saying. Gill threw a little bit of a curveball at us because now maybe they're going to break after the starting lineups and do the national anthem. I don't know. It's not how we do it at home. We were expecting an anthem and then to come back, for starting lineup. So let's bring you Gill's starting lineup. What do you got there, Pogue? You need a little, little focus. Starting lineup for Gill: Denver Anglin, Peter Morrow, Giancarlo Pajero, Mackenzie Mbako, and Nasir Cunningham. Your starters for Gill. And let's bring you the starting lineups for the Montgomery Cougars.
Josh Moore, sophomore, point guard. JT Szymborski, junior, guard.
Aryan Gordy, senior, forward. Matt Levy, junior, guard.
Ryan Curry, senior, guard.
So no anthem. We're playing basketball.
All right. Wow.
Welcome to the Mire.
It feels weird.
I mean, what could possibly be going on in the global world today that might give us a sense of national pride? I don't really understand.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You didn't give me a heads up.
Sorry, man.
Oh, boy.
Well, I didn't know that was going to happen. What do you want from me? Sorry, I point out the obvious.
Well, I hope you didn't know.
Somerset County Tournament underway. Cunningham wins the tip, and here we go. Mbako, and they'll fly it around to the other side, and just like that, Cunningham knocks down a three, and it's 3-0. Full court press right away.
Wow, yeah, Montgomery, they're going to deal with the pressure. They knew it was coming, and I hope that a lot of the things that the coaches have been putting in place are going to come out today with that press break.
Ryan Curry just named to the North-South game in Jersey. Levy tries to answer, and no dice. And quickly, Gill will come the other direction. And a corner three, that's no good off the back iron, and Levy there to scoop up the rebound. That's a fun honor for Curry, and Kay Donahue as well for the ladies. Same kind of deal. Ball kind of finds its way inside, and a bucket for Curry. That was
yeah, right place, right time.
Yeah, you'll take lucky a lot of the time over good if you need to.
I'll take it all the time, actually.
They're going to go to the post where they have a significant height advantage, but a great job of health defense.
Yeah, Gordy went straight up. Arms are straight up and down. Body's not going anywhere.
Quick drive to the hoop from Moore, and the layup just rolled out the other side. And Gill, though, a little careless. And the Knights turn it over.
Yeah, a little bit of jitters. Both teams trying things out. I like that Montgomery has not struggled with that press, though. They came out immediately, broke it, got into their offense, got a good shot.
Szymborski, as Moore will work on Cunningham. Good job by Gill. And Gordy's going to get tied up.
I mean, that's a tough spot for him to be, holding the ball with no help. He does not want to get stuck in that situation.
Right. He wants to be under the basket and not out top on shooting threes.
Yeah, 30 foot.
Well, I mean, maybe he's watching Mbako and Cunningham go at this thing and go, you know what, maybe I could do this too. But,
I mean, today would be the day to have one of the greatest shooting days ever. So
that would be fantastic. You see the stickiness defensively.
Yeah, the rotations are very tight.
Anglin doing a good job on Levy and Curry.
But Montgomery's moving very well, though. Nobody's standing still.
You see a good cut there, and Curry, though, misses the chippy.
Oof, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really miss many of those and expect to win this game. Another 3 is no good, and, boy, that's just an athletic play.
Yeah. I thought JT had pretty good position, but I guess not. He just went up and, I guess not over, just up.
Giancarlo Piguero draws the foul. First team foul. And a little spin in the lane. Good defense again from the Cougs. Cunningham wanted a foul call but didn't get it.
Gordy rotated. He was ready to help. That was great.
Curry for Szymborski, a good ball fake.
I think we need to see more of that from him.
And it'll be over and back. I was kind of hoping maybe the officials thought the ball was tipped.
But JT, he's known to be a shooter. It's not going to be a secret. But if he can just put the ball on the floor like that and give that one pump fake, he is going to have so many drives to the lane and people are overcommitting.
And the thing is, too, for Szymborski on a play like that is here's a dribble drive and good defense and just goes out of bounds off of the leg on Gill. You get somebody up in the air like that, you can't go like three-quarter speed against a team that's this long. You got to go.
It's not, oh, I have an open lane. It's you have a quarter second before this is now contested.
Yes.
But, you know.
Like right there, Curry is going to draw the foul. And it's funny that I was going to say this, and then he ended up just doing it there. I was going to say, you know, if you're Szymborski, you got to go quick to the hole and then maybe end up using a different hand.
Yep.
You know, the savvy things that players do when you're undersized, and you saw Curry do it there, you know, going up with the right hand from the left side.
Or the odd time jump, if you can kind of come off the 1 foot early. Nobody expects that, and then they're not ready to even put their arms up and get the layup off.
Sometimes you can even draw a foul in a situation like that because, you know, they're so thrown off, but momentum is just, you know, a heck of a thing. It's tough to start and stop bodies that are that big.
Especially in the air.
4:40 to go here in quarter number 1, and 4-3 Cougs. I suspect it won't stay this way.
I'm going to be honest. I was a little surprised by the start.
There's a long 3, no good, and the rebound also no good. Fighting for it was Gordy, and Levy came down to help.
Hey, Gordy's got to be feeling great right now because he reads the scouting reports. He knows how tough this matchup was.
Curry, no good off the front rim. And here comes Gill. This is what you got to protect against. There's a great ball fake and a step back. Again, no good. And the rebound goes to the Cougs.
So I wonder how many passes until they take the lid off. This is both these teams got to be scratching their heads at this point of like, we're getting good shots, we're getting open looks.
Levy, he'll drive. He's got it knocked out of his hand, so he'll regather it. And now for Curry.
Yeah, spacing is going to be so important against a team like Gill because they already are communicating well and rotating, but if you're bunched together, there's a lot of length and, you know, the passing lanes are just gone.
Underneath, layup is no good. Again, both teams, it's like there's a lid on the bucket, and here's a corner 3. That is finally up and good from Losada.
You knew it was coming. It's one of those things where you got to keep in your head that, you know, each basket is not the start of that run because everybody's expecting them to put up 80, so you have to really start to remember each possession is important. You can't just start thinking, well, no, they got on a run, we're done.
Right. Curry with a little step back after some contact, and he knocks it down, ties us up at 6 apiece.
That's the answer you want to something like that, too.
There's a dribble drive to the baseline and an easy finish from Nasir Cunningham.
Yeah, just too much space for Cunningham. Whole baseline, whole left side's open. He takes 2 strides, and he's already at the rim.
Quickly the other direction, and a tough layup again from the Army-bound senior Curry.
I love that.
You know, you're seeing the maturation, you know, just year over year. Sometimes you hate to compare, you know, one season to the next, but when it's the same players, another 3 is good. That time from Mbako. But, you know, when it's Curry to Curry, I think it's a fair enough comparison. Last year against Rutgers Prep, he struggled to get to the basket. Let's call it what it was.
Yeah.
And this year, doing just fine.
Yeah, there are very few situations at all this year where you've wondered, you know, does he have the handle of that traffic? It just has not been a concern. He also doesn't get himself into trouble, kind of the way that, the first couple of years you might see.
Good step out, and Gordy pulls down the rebound. Losada's going to pick up full court on Curry as we're under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Montgomery and Gill in the semifinals of the Somerset County tournament. The final will be Saturday, I should say, at Montgomery High School. Great backdoor cut from Levy and another missed layup. Man, the last 2 games, that's been just plaguing the Cougs.
It makes your job a lot harder to win games when you're giving up points like that.
And a putback from Thomas is good, and Grundy wants a timeout, a quick 5-0 run for the Knights, and they lead it 13-8. Full timeout for the Cougs. We'll take it with them. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to Gillensville. How about that? Can I just combine the fact that we're playing a basketball game at Gill, but we're in Lawrenceville?
I wish you wouldn't, but you can. I can't stop you.
Okay.
I can't stop you from doing it. It's true.
I'll do it.
Oh, boy.
Donahue. Somebody's got to get the slip knot over for Donahue because he looked like he was on roller skates there. He's got some dirt on the bottom of his shoes.
Hey, you got to wipe him down. It always, when you're little.
Curry and one to the basket.
Yeah, he is unfazed by this defense. He does not care about, the traffic that he has there. He's confident in his handle. He's just making space.
Well, we've said it, right? I mean, he seems to relish and feed off of better competition. Somebody, knocks down a 3 in his face, and it seems to invigorate him. I mean, and you're seeing it here, just in general, this is a big game, and, 8 of the team's first 11. You'll take it.
Yeah, he understands the moment. He gets that, I'm not the team, but I might need to be the one that jumpstarts things at times.
You see Luke Smith in the game as well. He had a big 11 points the other day, nearly a steal for Montgomery, but they're going to get a foul call as one of the Gill players hit the deck.
Yeah, got tangled up with Gordy somewhere.
Morrow.
A lot of long arms got locked up.
Peter Morrow is just a freshman, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Wouldn't it be?
Wouldn't it be,
It would be nice. Here's Mbako, and that's a good 3-pointer from Mackenzie Mbako, the 6'7" junior.
Man, it is tough when the talent is spread so widely.
I don't know how I feel about there on Max Preps. You get to list your position. I'll get to that as we start the second quarter. Under 5 seconds to go. A 3 from way downtown. No good. Long rebound. We'll go to Donahue. He's got to get a shot up. And that right there was the face of Mackenzie Mbako, making Donahue think 2, 3, and 4 times before doing anything.
So do I even have close to enough room? I don't know.
16-11. We've played 1 quarter at Gill and Montgomery. A little bit of work to do. Second quarter coming up right after this. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to Gill. We're just looking at some highlights of something we were just saying. I got to get a little more info on what I just watched.
Yeah, that was.
Because I only half watched it either, as Mbako's turnaround on the layup is good. So it's 18-11. Sorry, Pogue.
I mean, the lead is not huge, but I think that there are a couple of things that the Cougars definitely need to start changing, and one of them is the finishing around the rim and just kind of getting those looks. You work so hard for it, you gotta finish it. And the other is just staying calm on defense. Like, we don't need to overcommit just because a player has the talent. I think we're leaving space because we're so worried about what they might do when really we just need to play defense and rotate.
No doubt. I was pointing to the volume to tell you to use your inside voice. You're being
Oh.
a Bartholomew Low talker again.
Yeah, low talking.
There you go. That's better. Gordy loses the handle, and Mbako will come the other way. So to finish that story from the end of the first quarter, and that's got to be a travel. Yeah, I was going to say, there was about 5 steps in there. And I don't know who inputs the positions and heights and grades and everything like that at Max Preps. And as I'm looking at the Max Preps roster, you have guards, forwards, and centers in basketball.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of W's for I assume they're listing themselves or they're being listed as wings. I have to imagine. But Mbako and Cunningham are both listed as W.
That's the first I'm seeing of this. What?
I don't know.
Now I have to know. We got to find out. I don't know what a W is.
Well, they're both 6'7", and they can kind of play out in that spot. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's wing.
But isn't that like small forward at that point? Isn't there already a name for that?
I suppose. And we're going to get a foul on Gordy as he reached over the top.
I mean, if we're looking back, Tracy McGrady is very similar to that kind of type, and he was a small forward. He was not a wing player or a shooting guard either. He was kind of somewhere in between, which I guess they're trying to get at.
Tracy McGrady, did you hear what he was talking, the junk he was talking last week?
No, what did he say?
He's another one that, just didn't win enough.
Yeah.
And is saying, the guys today, it was something about, I think it might have been Giannis. He was like, I don't know if Giannis would have been Giannis back in the day, because you would, I'm like, no, I'm listening to this going, no, I'm pretty sure Giannis would have been all right.
Yeah, no, he would have gave you a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Oh, missed free throw, and comes back to Curry as he'll push and pull up in the lane and knock it down. Curry already in double figures for the Cougs.
That's a tough finish, but we need him to kind of get that going. We need some runs. We need some stops, but he's going to bring the energy, and I think it's going to start on defense.
Gill looks to get back in the swing of things with Anglin, and his floater's no good. 3 seconds, maybe? 5 seconds?
A lot of
Out
seconds.
of bounds? A lot of seconds?
A lot of seconds.
A turnover nonetheless. And Montgomery with a chance to creep inside of 6. And but to finish that story, I subsequently heard, I was listening to the radio a couple of days later, and they were actually talking about it. And I was like, oh, I'm interested to hear. And the point was made, it was like, Karl Malone, who had a bajillion free throws, and John Stockton won 2 MVPs back then. I'm pretty sure that Giannis would have been all right. There's a dribble drive and a finish from Levy, and Gill looked a little bit indifferent there, Pogue. What was that all about?
They looked lost. I mean, they all saw the rotation of the extra guy in the corner, but yet no one seemed to make any moves towards it.
That's the kind of thing that, and obviously they saw the same thing and called timeout to rectify this situation.
They're not whispering.
No, when you have a team where you're a certainly more physically dominating presence of a team, that was always for the most cutthroat teams when the help defense was like, I am going to throw you out of the gym.
Yeah, you are not laying the
There's
ball
no
out.
layups. There's no layups.
No. There's a lot of us. We're all good. We got a lot of fouls to use.
And honestly, so most of the time, those guys, if they fouled you, it was incidental because they were just trying to go up and catch your layup.
Yeah.
And here's a steal. As Curry's going to come the other way. All the energy on the side of Montgomery, and another miss. Luke Smith battling for the rebound, and Gill will come the other way.
I mean, you can't fault Curry on that one.
No.
Two defenders coming in hot.
Anglin's three is no good. And Baco just kind of like reaches a paw out there.
Man.
You know, you think back to all the players through the years that Montgomery has taken on that have ended up, you know, playing big-time college or, you know, in the pros, as a straightaway three is no good, and Mbako again's over the top, but he'll knock it out of bounds. Carl Town, you know, that Carl Town story always comes to mind, where he knocked down a couple of threes and right in front of Coach Grundy and let him know about it. And I suppose he was a little validated this past weekend by winning the three-point shooting contest.
Yeah, I think he's going to send a letter. Do you remember? Because I do.
Grundy might have to send a formal letter of apology. Like, all right, fine. I didn't think you should shoot back then. I get it.
You got
it works.
Me. You got me. I inspired you. That's
As
what it was.
right. As you would say, Grundy got
Yeah,
on that one.
Grundy, he doesn't get got often, though. He
No.
really doesn't. He's good at not getting got.
So the thing that we were going holy crap about.
Man, that was a tangent and a half.
I know we're going. We got off topic a little bit, but right at the start of the quarter, we got sent a video as a turnover right off the inbound. Montgomery just playing a little more carelessly than we're used to seeing. Kyle Rarick sent a video of the conclusion of Somerville and Voorhees, and at the next quarter break, I'll get it to you, and we'll play it for you, because it's now Huddle Cam screwed us.
Yup.
Again, the as a three is on the way and good, man. That's just a rhythm shot from England.
That looks as comfortable as you could be.
22-15 as we near the midway point of the second quarter. I actually think we're getting Huddle Cam in the gym and outside. Huddle Cam, for those of you that don't know, it's basically a camera that gets installed in a high vantage. As another inside pass for Levy, who knocks down the layup. So
Great.
Montgomery's sticking close here.
I mean, Levy caught that pass, and so he did a double take, not for looking for a pass. He was like, all right, who of these long arm people is around here?
Oh, Gordy with a good challenge, but they're going to get him on a foul, unless they're going to say it's Szymborski on the help defense.
If anything, Szymborski got more body.
Yeah, I think they ended up calling that on JT.
Gordy wrapped things up.
But so Huddle Cam is this camera that you install up high on the wall, and it's got motion sensors in it, and it follows the camera. And if you watched any football on the MIRE, from our remote productions, you know that it stinks because, it hardly stays with the ball. The camera, you can't make adjustments if the camera's out of focus, things like that. Now, the camera quality in the Somerville gym is fine, but it doesn't follow the ball. So we don't actually get to see the ball go in the basket.
Yeah.
But I won't spoil it for you. We'll bring it to you in a second. But pretty wild finish at Somerville.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
No. And you know what? We still haven't seen anything like it because
That's
Huddle
true.
Cam didn't show it
We
to
also
us.
don't know what happened.
That's
it
right.
could have been something that we didn't think.
Making broad-based assumptions.
Yeah.
Unless Superman came out or Spider-Man came out of the stands as Curry fires away. No good. Gordy will track it back down. Levy again streaking to the hoop, and he'll miss a layup. Gordy's going to try to finish, and he can.
It's great effort by everybody. Great cut by Levy. Gordy there to help him out.
4-point lead.
Just keep
For
things
Gill.
close. Just hang around. That's all you got to do.
Anglin. Again, we talked about the fact that he had missed some time. Pulls up, and it's in and out. And Curry is there to corral it. You can see that they told Losada, you better pick up, as Szymborski rattles a three out. Man, that would have been a big bucket.
Yeah, that was a good shot choice, though. He really had the space.
And an in and out three the other direction. Davino got a paw on it and was able to redirect it. Fadeaway jumper, no good. And that's just unfortunate right into the hands of Mbako.
Yeah, you can't do anything about a long rebound. Sometimes it just doesn't roll to you.
No. So a 6-point lead for Gill. Montgomery with no problems breaking the pressure. Levy has it ripped right out of his hands, and Mbako will come the other way. And baseline J is no good. Cunningham was up there above the rim as if to say, like, with no problem whatsoever.
Yeah. So why didn't you lob it, man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Must be nice to be an athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know. That's why I'm saying it must be nice.
Certainly not like some of these people.
Not like that.
No. Yeah, dunking is probably fun. I can't say for sure. But
There's so much stuff that, like, you watch athletic guys like Cunningham and Mbako, and obviously they have the physical tools to do it. I mean, like, their inherent advantage of being 6'7".
That's a good start.
Aside,
Yeah.
it's like Cunningham didn't even look like he looked like I do when I'm like trying to swat the cord down so that I could pull my attic stairs down. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like above the rim. Like that's. It's bananas.
It's like when I get a bowl of Cheerios from the cabinet, I feel just like
oh, there's another steal, and they'll go up ahead. And case in point, right there.
It did look fun. I think it probably is. Maybe one day. You never know, right?
We'll see.
No, we know.
No, I know. I was gonna say.
We know at this point.
I'm pretty sure.
We know.
Traveling violation on Donahue. And we're going to get a timeout from Montgomery. We'll take the timeout with him so that I can get you what we need to get you, and we'll be right back. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back here to the Mire. Keith Glock and Matt Bogue. We're live in Lawrenceville. They're live at Gill. Bucking 26 ticks to go before the half. And Gill's got the lead to double digits for the first time tonight as they've kicked it up a notch and a little slip to the basket. And, wow.
That looked real good.
Cunningham just hangs in the air what seems like forever. And Moore just trying to get things rolling here. He throws into the middle. Gordy's going to get it over the midcourt line, and it's going to be stolen by Gill. So maybe we spoke a little too soon about the pressure.
I think we did. I mean, that pressure was a little bit different than the first couple of ones we've seen. Where the people are spotting up and who they're kind of leaving open has been rotating.
Corner three is no good from Losada. So the rebound to the Cougs with 38 ticks to go before the half. They're waiting to spring this trap on Curry, and Montgomery able to break it easily enough. And they're gonna say out of bounds. I mean, what about all the contact?
Yeah, what about the block? What about the impeding progress?
I mean, come on, let's be serious. We'll bring you that Somerville Voorhees clip before the half, or before we break for the half, I should say. This is Denver Anglin as he's getting ready to attack against Josh Moore. He'll get a pick from Mbako, and he'll go right to the hoop, and he'll lay it in impressively. Montgomery's got to hurry to get a shot off here with two, with one. Curry from half court, no! And that would have been a nice lead-in and a prelude to what we're about to show you. It's 33-19, Gill at the half, and let's show you this. This is the conclusion, 53-52, 0.8 seconds to go in Somerville Voorhees. You see Voorhees at the line here, and apologies for the text message we got from Kyle Rarick. It's a full court
Probably went in.
You got an extra look at Kyle Rarick's text messages there, so if anybody wants to know who he's texting with, sorry. My bad. We're doing the best we can here, folks. We're at halftime. Cougs doing the best they can, and it's an uphill battle. We'll be back third quarter coming up after this. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the MIRE. Didn't realize how low the crowd noise was for you there. We can hear it like blazing loud in our ears, so we were kind of concerned we were blowing you out of the water with the crowd noise, but apparently not, as we checked it back at halftime. And I'm actually really surprised that I know Zoran's watching, and he's just always super supportive of everything we do.
Oh,
I sent him.
Zoran gave words of encouragement.
I sent him so I was fired up last week, right? Because I got our YouTube January report,
Right.
and it was positive. It was quite positive.
Yeah.
It was like, however many extra listeners as Levy gets blocked on the first possession of the half, and it'll be a turnover for Gill the same way. The number of minutes listened was like 27,000 minutes or something like that. The numbers were good, were very good. Put it that way.
Okay.
I was super happy with how it went, and I sent it to Grundy and Zoran, and I said, "Boys basketball crushing it on the MIRE. Football, you got work to do." Like, totally not being serious at all. We're gonna get a travel there, and like, my man knows how to pour cold water over somebody's good time like nobody else. I'll tell you right now. Like, Grundy responds like, "Let's freaking go," or whatever. And Zoran responds back, "That is the last thing I could possibly be worried about." Like it was like some other thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I know that like he was just like lost in his own world, as he typically is. As a corner three is no good. And Mbako with the rebound, and they'll get a travel as he spun around in the paint. But I was like, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that. I was happy 2 minutes ago, and now not so much anymore.
Hey, football brought to you by the MIRE. Maybe?
I'm really,
Right?
I'm real happy that I always stopped everything I was doing and created all of his graphics.
Oh,
I can't wait to, because I screenshotted that one obviously because I'm not spiteful or vindictive at all.
Oh,
And
boy.
so that the next time he asks me to do one of those things, and I just send him back the screenshot and tell him, sorry, it's the last thing I could be worried about right now.
This is how you heal. The relationship's going to
is.
heal.
There's a strong take. I mean, now for all the joking we do, how do you stop that?
You don't. You foul, and maybe you hope to miss a free throw.
It's a play like that, and we'll get a turnover as Curry loses that one out of bounds. Like, you watch a Kansas and Kentucky play. You watch an NBA game, and, so many times somebody ends the game, 35-13-4, right? And then you're like, oh, 35 there's another jumper from Anglin.
Oh, smooth.
And you're like, wow, man, 35 and it's plays like that you're like, wow, that was just like real easy for him, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it
wasn't easy.
Effortless to do that 18 times for him, but not for most people.
And unlucky there as Szymborski sees it goes out of bounds off of his shoe tops. That, let's face it. High school basketball, with the exception of a handful of teams, anywhere, you got to work to score a bunch of points. You know what I mean? It doesn't always look that way. There's an offensive foul. Got to be, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Levy with a good job there to stand in the lane and take it from Giancarlo Piguero.
Yeah, that was not a weight issue. That was a lowering the shoulder.
There's sometimes that we've seen, like we saw Curry draw one a couple games ago where he knows that the contact's coming, so he can maybe embellish a little bit. That one wasn't really any embellishment, I don't think.
No, he was braced, just ready to play some defense, and then
Donahue with a rhythm jumper, no good. And they'll turn it over as a little too ambitious, and they were looking up top for Cunningham. Gordy, and they're going to get a blocking foul.
I'll take it.
No doubt.
I mean, Gordy definitely sidestepped, so he might have gotten around that right shoulder.
And there's no possible way for us to see that from this angle, but we're talking about a matter of inches, right? Like whether you hit him in the chest or you hit him in the shoulder, it's
right.
No good on the first free throw. Second one from Gordy's good.
Needed that. Needed the points. Had to get something on the board.
Yeah, see it go through, and Montgomery held it pretty close in the early going, and we'll get a foul as Piguero got a hand up near his face. Speaking of, I just said that. It reminded me of yesterday. I had a Division III lacrosse game yesterday. There might still be pieces of this kid's face on the ground. And I say that just because of the severity of the contact. As the first free throw is good, kid popped right up, like he wasn't hurt or anything like that. But like it was just a cross check to the to the Nugan.
Oh.
And I was like, oh gosh,
You're not supposed to do that.
it's not legal.
Jeez.
I've had a couple of them in the early going in this season.
Ooh.
Yeah, multiple minute job in a Division I game actually a couple days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Let's just. I mean, you know that one had to be a pretty good hit.
Yeah.
that
Everyone in
call.
the stadium and everyone in the town next to it heard it for that.
The whole city of Philadelphia, in fact. So anywho, there's a baseline drive. Gordy.
Oh, that's a great play
man.
by Gordy. That's got to be on Levy then, because Gordy, he moved, he was straight up.
And I did think I saw twos on the official's hand there, and not 10. So we'll see.
And even that move, there's not much room on the baseline, but still able to get to the rim, which is pretty impressive because Gordy and Levy rotated, as fast as he could.
And you see Luke Smith in for Levy, so likely that was the foul. Man, Mbako's as advertised. I mean, not that I really expected something different than that, but here he is again, right on cue, making me look good, and that's got to be a travel. Yeah, Piguero just shuffled the feet.
So we heard a lot from Curry first half. I think we're gonna need to hear something pretty soon from him.
The ways that you win games like this are big nights from your star, obviously, and then you just need the supporting cast, to come up big. Somebody else has to come up, large. And good job of ball handling there from Gill off the steal. There's an extra pass and an offensive foul.
Yeah, we could see that one from here.
Yep.
Extending the forearm, making space out of nowhere.
Drew Cania on the foul there. No clue what the dog's upset about right now.
I don't know.
He got spooked by something.
I'm just hanging out with you guys.
Right.
Just for no reason.
My golden doodle just came flying in the dining room. Looked at us like he just saw a ghost. As there you go, Curry knocking down an elbow jumper.
Yeah, he's gonna have to work hard, but I think he can create some shots and get other people open. If he's hitting shots, they have to pay more attention to him.
Curry again now will leave into the middle.
It's a tough place to pick up your dribble.
Yep, and a timeout for Grundy. I think, especially against this team, guys that can shoot from the outside, as he can, you catch that with space there, you got to let that fly from the three-point line.
I mean, I understand working for a better shot, but in most cases, though, that is your best shot when you have that open one rather than, a layup in traffic with somebody who's got height on you.
Right. I mean, in today's game, that is a good shot, a quality shot. And, it's not like, and no, this is not meant as a shot at Gordy. It's more just the difference between, like, Luke Smith and Gordy. You know what I mean? It's like, if it was Luke Smith underneath between two guys, I would have said the same thing as, like, that's probably not your shot, as the same way it would have been Gordy from three is not your shot.
Yeah.
So, in any event, that was some super valuable insight. Gordy's good inside and Luke Smith's good outside.
Isn't it crazy, though? We've watched two generations of basketball happen before us.
And there it is, right off the screen, and a 3 from the aforementioned Mr. Curry.
Just had to get the wheels spinning a little, and then it'll get going.
Saturday, March 19th. There's a lot of Montgomery connections going on that day. He's coming down here to Lawrenceville, is Curry.
I loved seeing that was at Ryder. That's great.
It's at Ryder. So he's coming to Lawrenceville. I'm going to West Point. I don't know how all that works, but, you know, that's where everybody will be on that day. Here's a 3, and that is good. Andy Hearn.
That's a good-looking shot, too.
Knocks it down.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try and catch that game, though. Of all the good high school basketball games you can see, that's going to be one of the better ones.
And Curry again, banks open up in Bridgewater tonight.
He's rolling now. You just need some stops. You string together a stop or two. I mean, we can't go basket for basket.
Just get stops, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, we didn't say to do it. That's all it was. Yeah.
Right. There's a dribble drive from Thomas. No good. It's poked into the hands of Montgomery.
Gordy staying out of foul trouble is the biggest thing this game because his paint presence has been huge.
Curry drawing some contact. And he'll go to the free throw line. Looked like Matt Larderi. Was that a 10 or a 20 on that foul? I couldn't tell. I thought it was 20 on the initial. It'd be great if they would stay at this level of zoom the whole time. No good on the free throw, and a great job by Davino to use the athleticism.
Yeah, fight for every possession. Extra possession here is as good as a stop. Score some points when the clock stopped, and also get the ball back.
Here's another 3. Curry's got it again.
Oh, I love when he gets rolling, especially because that means the defense is getting ramped up too.
And now here's a drive into the middle, and no good, and wow, that was a hard landing from Andy Hearn.
Ooh. I hope he's all right. That was rough.
I don't know what Fozzie saw.
Yeah.
All his body weight is like leaning on my legs. Like, he doesn't act like this, folks. I don't know what.
Did you guys hear that noise? Did you guys hear that?
Something spooked him. Something awful right now because he's like laying on me underneath this table. This is. I don't mean to laugh because obviously he got spooked.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty terrifying. But should we be worried? Tell us, Fozzie.
Yeah, seriously. Do you hear something? Here's a step back, and that's what we were talking about in the first half.
Man.
Yep.
So when you said, NBA lottery, I kind of laughed, but then I just saw Matisse Thybulle happen. So it's possible.
Well, and the thing, too, like, he did that as Curry will pull up no good. Exactly 0 of his teammates were excited for him.
No.
Like, that was, like, remarkably routine for him.
Yeah, somebody actually yelled at him to go get the ball.
Yeah.
Go pick that up.
Like, come on, man. That went far away.
Why'd you hit it so far? Jeez, could have caught it.
It was like Benny the Jet in The Sandlot. She's like, oh, come on, man. Now we can't play no more.
Oh, man. How many times have you watched that movie with commercials?
A couple.
Yeah.
It's hard to turn off.
I know. Even with the commercials. Still get you.
There's like, I talk in movie lines a lot. And whether people know all of them or not, because I watched a whole mess of obscure movies. As there's a dribble drive and one.
Strong take by Davino.
Good job by the sophomore, Matthew Davino, as he'll go to the line and try to complete the three-point play. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. One of the dumb movie lines that I quote all the time is from The Sandlot. And it's right after the vacuum cleaner blows up. And Tommy Timmons or which one of the Timmons it was.
Timmy and Tommy Timmons.
Which I don't know which one was which. And he comes out, he shakes off all the dust from the vacuum cleaner. He's like, I blame myself. And I would say that one all the time. We were watching it the other night, and Nicole said to me, she's like, oh my God, that's where that's from.
Yup.
I was like, finally, you understood. And there's an N1 layup.
There was so much philosophy in that moment, though, because he had just a revelation and understood things in a way that no one ever had.
Who knew, all of you out there in Mireland, that you were tuning into Mystery Science Theater 3000 when you signed up for this basketball game tonight?
I was watching that the other day. I still love that.
And Denver Anglin finishes off the three-point play, so he kind of tells Davino, whatever you can do, I can do better. Good vision by Davino there to throw Curry open on that play. Curry will go behind his back. Good defense. Stepping through the long arms of Mbako.
Yeah, if you bring the ball low, you don't have much time before there's a hand on it against this team.
And another timeout from Grundy to just save a possession and help out his 6'10" forward, Gordy. We'll see. It's a full timeout. Let's take it with him. 47-34 Gill. You're caught in the mire. Welcome back to the Mire. We just had an off-camera conversation that only, it really should be an on-camera conversation if you know what kind of idiots we are. Talking about Ala Abdel Nabi as there's a turnover right in the middle, and we're going to get a blocking foul, it looks like, as Curry tried to draw the foul, maybe, possibly.
I think so. We didn't get to see all of it, but we saw most of it.
So wait, what was that word again?
Proprioception.
Proprioception.
Yeah.
All right, so can I take a stab at the spelling since you said you goofed it up a couple times?
Well, yeah, but I can't tell you if it's right. I can.
All right. Well, then forget it. It was going to be fun, but now it's not fun
no,
anymore.
you could do it, and I'm going to say that it's probably right because I don't know. Google said, "Are you sure you know what you're doing?" And eventually, I got it.
So let me summarize this for the audience out there. You're watching the Sixers.
Yeah.
Allah teaches you about proprioception, which is what?
It's the awareness of your limbs and in space, how they move.
And then there was some weird coincidence that you were watching a documentary all about proprioception?
Yep. Because the Sixers weren't playing because it was the All-Star break. Because I looked for the Sixers game and then went, that's right, it's the All-Star break. Flipped around, found Nova, and then...
This feels like a Kevin Bacon situation. Where does he come into this?
Ooh. He was talking, but I didn't think he had a big role in it. Apparently he's a big donor or something. I don't know.
This was a 2 degree of separation from Kevin Bacon on this one?
He's definitely been there. Or he knows the guy.
Jeez.
And that was a crazy documentary, though.
And there's another turnover as Smith couldn't find Curry. You could see this is becoming a little more mental, I think, for Montgomery. I mean, we haven't seen that happen all year.
Yeah. Just little mental things that now you lost the possession. That's how runs start, though.
Well, they're concerned, it seems, about, the opponent as opposed to executing their plays.
I mean, the lead gets a little bigger than you kind of wanted, and that makes you start wondering, ooh, is it happening? Are these players really doing the things that everybody said they were going to do?
And here's a 3, and that's no good short. The long rebound, as is often the case. Back out to Gill, and we're going to get a missed layup. But it'll be a chance at some free throws from Giancarlo Peguero.
So that whole documentary was about a guy who had some avalanche accident and ended up losing his legs.
Okay.
And then he was mountain climbing a year later with prosthetic legs he built himself.
Okay.
Because somebody told him he was never going to mountain climb, and he took offense to that.
So he built himself legs.
He built himself legs and then was a mountain climber. And then somebody said, you have an unfair advantage. because your legs.
Who is that guy?
Yeah, so somebody said that. Yeah, and then he decided, you know
I
what?
want to go beat that guy
I
up.
know.
I don't know who it's probably like John Cena, but kick my ass. But
If that guy's smaller than me, I want to see that guy.
That's it. Going right after him.
Oh man, but it was crazy. But he ended up going to MIT, learning engineering, and then built his own prosthesis. It was nuts.
Oh, how about that, Gordy? Catching us off guard with the foul.
What a time! End of the year, he had to get one in.
Davino, like he does on the football field, the wide receiver ran underneath it. The layup rolled off, but Gordy there for the foul. How about that?
Man,
Where's that been, Gordy?
yeah, you could do that whenever you want. It's okay with us.
Holy cow.
Also, nobody excited. That's kind of the one thing about the point in the game we're at, because somebody was like, "No, get back on D."
Yeah. Holy mackerel. Under 10 seconds to go in the quarter. It's Mbako. And out of the corner, a three, no good. And a long rebound out to Gill. Can they get a shot with two, with one? And it would have been that kind of night if that one fell.
Jeez, you barely had any lane to the.
Listen, Montgomery hanging in it. 51-36. 8 minutes left to go in Gill. Don't go anywhere. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to the semifinals of the Somerset County Boys Basketball Tournament.
So what's Montgomery doing right now?
What do you mean?
Hanging around?
Hanging
Hanging
around.
around.
No, but I wouldn't. That's not the right usage there. Don't go back to the well.
Is it too far?
Yeah. Hanging around would be like 4 points.
Oh, there's a qualifier for.
I
okay.
feel that as though there is.
I'm gonna have to ask some other people. I don't know if it's 4.
Well, you're gonna have to show them rounders first before you get to that.
That is true. The odds of them having also seen it are pretty low.
Now, I don't advise tuning away from the MIRE, but if you could like maybe half screen it.
Yeah.
And if you have the Twitter,
yeah.
you should search for Liberty Baseball powder blue uniform announcement. Now, I suspect that if you like dumb videos, like most every one of the rest of us in society does, you will find that amusing. Because that's pretty good. That's
Also
pretty
something
good.
you've never seen before.
I like, like almost everybody else, tonight just seems to be, I'm getting shared a whole mess of dumb videos tonight. Although I guess that Somerville one wasn't too dumb.
No, that was just that was actually incredible. That's one of those things that goes on SportsCenter, but now they can't send the video.
This Liberty Baseball uniform announcement, it's pretty funny. And I don't know who the guy is, like which one of the players that they picked to be the actual lead singer of this thing. They picked the right guy.
Yeah, he killed it.
And there's a nice looking jumper from Mbako.
All right, good movement.
And Luke Smith's going to pick up a foul as Cunningham just puts a little too much body on him. So if you're here's the question, I guess, as it relates to Mbako and Cunningham when you watch the two of them play. Is there anybody watching college coach-wise that doesn't offer them? Like, is there anybody that goes, nah, they're not for us?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And I suspect we'll get a foul, but it looks like, no, we're going to get an illegal screen, I think. I don't know, because Huddle Cam screwed us again.
There's no way that anyone There's no what.
Right.
What would be your critique where you go, you know what? That's my deal breaker.
Yeah, like I don't know, man.
Like our offense doesn't love great jumpers and good drives. We really just stand around.
You only got them 9.5-inch hands. You know what I mean? Like you only palm the ball sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that'll do. Right there, like that. Again, case in point.
I feel bad for their mail carriers though. That's a lot of letters. There's a lot of Division I basketball schools.
I'm
a
telling
lot
you.
of letters nonstop.
Curry spinning, and Army's got to be happy. Speaking of Division I letters,
Yeah.
as he showed, you put this film on for him against these guys, you're just over the moon, I'd have to think.
Yeah, he's holding his own, which is the biggest thing that people.
That is I don't normally bust your balls for actual analysis that you gave. That is a complete undersell. Holding his own.
okay.
He has done way more than hold his own in this game.
So how would you sell it?
I would sell it as that the only thing that he's missing in the matchup with this is that he's not 6'7".
Oh, okay.
Right? I mean,
Fair,
like,
the scoring is very comparable.
so if you want to just say the disadvantage that he has because God didn't gift him with a 6'7" body, I'm sorry.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, and obviously something like that happens, but that's, I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? That's another one that was a direct reflection. And you know what he does? He comes back and he throws a 3/4 court assist to a guy.
See, I didn't know holding his own had a negative connotation until this moment in life.
Well, it did. I just didn't think that was fair. I'm sorry.
Wow. I was trying to compliment him. I did not realize I insulted his honor.
While not normally a put down,
Yeah.
I just didn't.
Wow.
I think he needed to go further.
I mean, I reserve my highest compliments. You don't just throw them out, but I guess I needed to.
Well,
pull
I
it
mean, what
out.
are we waiting for here? You know what I mean? Like, we're coming down to the end here.
You'll know it when it happens.
Okay.
I
We're
guess-
saving that, and if he goes back and watches it, here's where the highest praise will come, Mr. Curry. When you dunk. Okay?
Ooh.
That's it.
Ooh.
Been promising me a dunk for 2 years now. Feel as though I've been lied to.
Here's the better question. Why is he even promising it?
I don't know, and I would like to point out that should he try and miss, I don't want to get blamed for this.
Oh, I just don't know where that motivation would come
No
from.
idea.
Just unprompted, I feel like I have to do this. Huh.
Cunningham will poke it out of bounds.
So who knows why.
Sometimes teenagers, man, they take it upon themselves.
Oh, boy. I hope he does, though. I hope he does, and I hope it is tonight.
I want you to know I'm going to lose my
I
mind.
know. I just can't wait for him to see you in the hallway, though. That happens.
I'm going to tackle him in the
Yeah,
hallway. It's going to be great.
It's like, you remember that thing you said?
Yeah.
I got a video of it. I can always pull it out and show you right now.
It's just, oh, he won't have a chance to gloat because I'm just going to tackle him
I
and just
know.
be like, that was awesome.
It really was. We can dream. We can dream.
Jumper off the back iron there for the Cougar captain.
Oh, that's just
Good
excellent.
sharing of the basketball
Excellent ball movement.
and a finish inside from Peguero. Curry's going to try to dribble himself out of some trouble here, and he is able to do just enough. In another world, we're not going to show this one on the MIRE, but the other stuff that I got today was I got this gem from the last night of the last night of the vet before it closed down. We had somebody had it on VCR. We made the Channel 10 news in Philly because we were the last people in the parking lot. And somebody found my buddy Brent found the video on a VCR tape, and he hooked up the VCR and then sent us all the video of it. And I look like I'm about 11 years old.
Wow. Really, the last people?
Last people. That was it.
Just hanging out?
Hanging out, grilling. It was a Sunday, and, this was back. It was certainly before I had my master's degree and working at Montgomery. I was
Simpler times.
much simpler times. Sports writing doesn't start until like 5 p.m. the next day, man. You got all night to hang out.
Oh, man. Tuck looks pretty similar.
No, he does not.
Yeah, I got to tell you.
No. You haven't seen Tuck.
No?
No.
No. Okay.
No. He looks like a child in that video as well.
I mean, it has
Although
been a
my
while.
man, you want to talk about the run of crappy luck that my man has been in. And for all of you in MIRE land who don't know him, I've talked about him on the MIRE a couple of times, as Mbako will drop another jumper in Gordy's face. We're talking about my college roommate, Steve Tuckerson, who is one of the, I'm convinced, best sports journalists and, fair-minded sports opinionists that I know, who quit the journalism field because, quite frankly, it was too hard. And it was a shame because of how talented he was and is. And not to mention the fact he's one of my best friends in the world, and ended up going to the hospital a couple weeks back, right before Christmas. And as Montgomery fights for the offensive rebound, had just a splitting headache. And it was like debilitating. So his wife takes him to the hospital, and they do a CT scan, and they find a mass in his brain. And it was an infection. He ended up having encephalitis. And I'm sorry, not encephalitis, meningitis, bacterial meningitis.
Yeah, blood bacteria.
And was in the hospital for a couple weeks, and then went home, and they had a PICC line in his arm like I had after the crap I had in 17. So he was giving himself IV drugs, but he had it for that thing was in his arm for 6 weeks.
Whoa.
And till the whole infection went down. So he goes and gets the thing out of his arm. We're all good. The next day, he's sitting at home. He's eating. As Curry throws for Levy, it's just a little too tall. He's sitting at home in his house eating, and he's like, oh, my God, my stomach is killing me. Freaking goes to the hospital, has to have his gallbladder removed. It's freaking unbelievable.
That it really is.
Like, one day, he was like an actual human, but happy to report, all good, out of the hospital, eating like a human.
Yeah, the tube is no good.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So, and I will at some point, despite the fact that he is somehow too shy to come on here and do this with us, we'll get him on the MIRE, and it'll be radio gold. I bought him one of the Yeti microphones for Christmas a couple years ago because I said, Steven, can we just do we'll do some kind of show. I said, you and me talking is people will listen. As Curry again with an N1.
It's another one of those awkward step, wrong hand layups. Works.
Just like we talked about. So Curry's big night continues as he's done the Lions, or I should say the Cougars share of the work.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. He's doing more than holding his own.
That's right. Well done out of you.
Oh, man. I'm going to Google the definition of that, and I'm going to look up how accurate it was, and then I will tell you about it if I was right tomorrow. But if I was not, I'm not going to bring it up ever again.
I feel like holding his own implies he's doing enough. Like he's done just enough. And I feel like in this case, he's done more than enough. But I don't know.
I don't either, clearly. Now I regret using the expression. I should have just said he's playing great.
There you go.
That would have been a lot easier.
Subs in for Gill at this point. Not quite sure if I have any or all of the correct numbers for these guys because the Max Preps roster is a little bit off. As a jumper is no good, and that'll be out of bounds off of Gill with under 2 minutes to go. So let's bring you up to speed with what we have coming up here on the MIRE, as it looks like Gill is going to advance to the finals of the Somerset County tournament on Saturday, which will coincidentally be hosted by Montgomery. First round, Central Jersey Group 4, Matthew, next Monday. We actually catch a little bit of a break as, speaking of breaks, Davino breaking through the paint and lays another one in.
It's a few tough takes by Davino tonight.
And typically, as you know, we're going on senior trip starting Tuesday. You and I are both headed there, which usually spells disaster for the MIRE because, quite frankly, no one else pays enough attention about how to set the thing up.
Yeah, that's true.
So the boys basketball tournament is always a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday venture. And this year we caught a little bit of a break, and it's a Monday is the beginning. So Montgomery will travel to Heightstown on Monday night in the opening round of CJ4, and we'll be able to head over to Heightstown and bring that to you live. Good hustle. Kerry Wong on the floor. So former head lacrosse coach Mike Zapici, one of the well-to-dos over at Heightstown, has assured us that he will help us out in getting everything we need done so that we can bring that one to you there. As Kerry Wong will go quickly the other way, misses, but has his own rebound, and he'll go reverse style with the left hand.
The other day, I'm setting up some of the table in the gym. Only person in there is Kerry Wong, running sprints, dribble drills, shooting, and just walked away. So that was it. I'm good. Did my work. I'm going to go to practice now. It was clearly the work ethic is paying off.
Gotta love that, man.
Yep.
What do you do when no one's looking? So much of who we are as people, right? Not to wax poetic or philosophical, but I will. That, like, I just can't say enough about that kind of mindset. Because so few have it. Not enough have it.
Yeah.
If you want, then you better be willing to work for. Insert whatever it is that you want there.
Yeah, but it's always, that's the hard part. Everybody can do it for a little bit. It's, are you willing to, all right, did I get the playing time I wanted? Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't change what I do outside to prepare. And then eventually you do get to that point.
Moore knocks down some free throws. And Gill's going to dribble this one out. And now they're going to play it out. But a steal for Kerry Wong. So Montgomery says, okay, that's fine. We'll do that. And Kerry will miss a layup. Moore will pick up a foul, but that is going to do it for the semifinals of the Somerset County Tournament. As advertised, remarkably talented Gill team will move on to the final, 65-49 over Montgomery. Pogman, what are you going to do? I mean, they as a team held their own.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I see what you did there.
All right?
Yeah. You picked a more negative connotation to prove your point. Okay, I get it.
But no, in seriousness,
No, they
Gill,
played-
pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're very talented. It's tough to find a weak spot there, but, I mean, to be fair, we played well.
No doubt about it. Ryan Curry showing why he is who he is, leading the way for Montgomery tonight. And, not enough, but it would have taken a Herculean effort, I think, just from a talent perspective. So the David and Goliath kind of meme was.
I don't like the retell as much. I like
I know.
the original.
The original is,
Yeah, the sequel's never as good,
Never. Preceding, though, been a production of the MIRE. It's the sole property of the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of that without the express consent of the MIRE is strictly prohibited. Montgomery loses this one, but we'll be back Monday night for Central Jersey Group 4 playoffs. Montgomery at Heightstown. For Matt Pogue, I'm Keith Glock. Thanks for watching.